Good day and good morning. Good evening. I am a little bit late. Sorry about that. I am just getting things set up here. Hang on one moment. I was out and about outside. It's a beautiful day out here in Terrace, British Columbia. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm very happy to be outside and getting some fresh air. I'm just gonna do a post here. 1 second. Let me do this. One moment. One second, pretty please. All right, there we go. I don't know why the link isn't working properly on Facebook. How bizarre. How bizarre. There's a song there somewhere. All right, so let's, I don't know if you heard, but today 1.21 was released. It should be available to you now, and you can find it. You can find it at Matrix Games, or I'll just go to the forum here so you can see what's going on. Here's our forum, and the post is available right here, and it gives you an overview. Sam posted this, basically I posted up yesterday, but a revision, and yeah, you can see it on your product. It's available to download it publicly, but typically you'd want to just click on this and press the update button, check for updates. Now I haven't actually done this yet, as you can see, because this is my normal install. I'm using my beta install. It is the same, but here, actually, let's just do it, see what happens. This is my regular 1.20 install, and we're going to see if it works. So let's close that. Let's next. We're hoping that this works. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Let's take a look. Application update has been updated. You must restart in order to continue. Okay. It's checking. Yes, let's next. Blah, blah, blah. It's downloading. Hey, Compass Rose, good to see you. All is well. It's such a gorgeous day here today. I'm happy, man. I was out cruising, went to Dairy Queen. Oh, yeah. Treated my guests to some blizzards. Get them addicted to sugar. You know how it is. Right now, we're just installing the 1.21 update into my regular install. Super simple, super easy, especially if you press the update button. There's the serial, blah, blah, blah. And here we go. Shouldn't take too long. Hey, Baird, good to see you. Beryl, sorry. Yay for living. Your surgery went well, I presume? Everything's good? You're hunky-dory? You're happy? If you haven't installed the 1.21 update, I highly recommend it. You actually quite need it. It's a good thing. We have been getting, Compass Rose is saying, we have been getting slammed with heat since Monday, and we are going to get it all the way through the end of the next week. Oh yeah, no. Here, it's just the today, basically. And I wouldn't say it's like super hot by any means. It's about 75, which is hot for where I am. But no, it's not hot, generally speaking. I'm not envious of your heat at all. I don't mind sunshine. I'm not a big fan of heat, especially humid heat. Beryl is saying, yep, I am upgraded both in Cardiac and Campaign Series version. Perfect! That's great news on both counts there, Beryl. That's awesome. Congratulations on the successful surgery. That's perfect. So if you haven't started any of the a week in campaigns, the Mekong or Bin Long, now would be a good time to start. They are pretty well stabilized. Hey Berto, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. They are pretty well stabilized, and there have been some new additions in the 1.21, which will help you. Beryl is saying, started cardiac rehab this week. Exercising without chest pain is rather nice. Oh, that's great news, Beryl. That's really good news. I'm just showing everyone here how to update the to 1.21. As we saw, it's very simple. You just go to your main menu and access the check for updates, and bada boom, just like that, we're done. Now we're going to close. I'm not going to play that because my game is saved in my beta version. So we're going to continue from that. While we're waiting for that to load, let's just go over and see what is included in the 1.21 update. I'm going to be, pardon me, I'm going to be eating because I haven't had a chance to eat yet. I will open up the manual. The manual has also been updated. So let's go to that, assuming they did it right. Let's see. Oh no. Oh, that's why, because it's still, yeah, I haven't updated the manual for my beta install. Never mind. Sorry. Let's go look for the manual. My manual. Come on, where are you? Release. Okay, here we go. This is what you'll see in your update. I'm not using the update, the final update for this yet, but that's okay. And if we go down to 17.1, here's the enhancements and whatnot for 1.21. No errata, that's fine. Enhancements. The in-game status bar spread out display elements to mitigate info crowding. So honestly don't know what that means. Oh, info. Here we go. So they spread them out, the buttons. That's great. What else do we have? Implemented new CSEE function, counters active and function name. Counters active was really important, especially for the week in series of scenarios, because the calculations or the points that were generated for the nights, I used in area as a function, and in area didn't include any of the hang on one second. Didn't include any of the dead units, unfortunately. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you. Hallelujah. Alright, let's see. Compass Rose is saying, can we all have blizzards while we wait? Yes, you can, totally. You'll just have to come and get them, unfortunately. And Berto was asking, EXEs from June 10th? I presume so, I don't know. Yes, they are June 10th. They're the right EXEs, I just didn't update the manual, that's all. In my proper install. Your list is not correct. Your list is not correct. Which list is not correct? Sorry. This list. This looks correct. No. Am I missing something, Compass Rose? Your list in not correct. I'm having some soup. Anyways, so this wasn't working. As you know, I've been having a lot of casualties in this game, and finally some of my units have had complete platoons destroyed or eliminated or sent to the hospital. And unfortunately, with the in area that I was using, it didn't count. It didn't realize that those were missing from the map. They were dead. So it was looking for them and looking for them. And during my loggering checks, it was not finding them. So this is the way to fix that. And I could show you the code. Just why not? for giggles. So if we go counters active, I'm just going to do a Control F. Counters active. So you'll see here, before, this part here was missing, so it was looking at all the units that were part of the 2nd 28th Infantry Battalion, but it couldn't find any of the dead ones. So now with this counters active, it's just saying, hey, any of the active units or the units that are still alive, check to see if they're in their particular logger area. Super handy, way better. And function name, I'm not sure what that is. Berto will have to explain what that is. Beryl is saying, seems like winter was not long ago, and it was 95 degrees here today. Way too hot for me to be outside. Yeah, I hope you have air conditioning, Beryl. Compass Rose is saying, it does not list that Berto added a redo button. That's just it's a hidden feature. It's not designed for everyone, you know, because of play by email. So we don't want to have the cheat in there. So it's like a little Easter egg. If you find it, that's great. But yeah, so it's not going to be an obvious thing for sure. Totally. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's all good. And what else? We added a new command line parameter, which is -V, for reporting the EXE version. Thank you so much. For reporting the version and whether or not the built-in bug or debug or release mode. So I presume that is saying, does the EXE have one of those two things in it? Or which one is it? Is it the debug or is it the release mode? So it's probably just a quick check. I'm just going to see if anyone's saying anything. No? Okay. Fixes. We fixed the dialog box text. Obscure production reasons. Okay. Berto was saying that is for obscure production reasons. This, the new command line parameter. So nothing for you all to worry about. It's all good. Fixes. We fixed the dialog box text, possibly showing twice issue. We did see sometimes that, not in my case, but a customer had just shown that the text was being repeated in the same dialogue, so that's being fixed. Additionally, there was a memory issue, management issue that was related to the dialog boxes. That has been fixed as well. And there was a bug where, on resuming a game, sometimes the Lua constants might not be reset properly, so that has been fixed. Again, didn't affect everyone, but affected some people. There was a crash to desktop bug involving ambush messaging. That we found on the forum, and that is now being corrected. There's fix the bug where a unit might be able to perform 2 or more consecutive ambush assaults. So that's interesting, kind of good. Yeah, we'll see. I don't recall what that situation was when that happened, but I'm glad that it happened anyways. Reinforcements. You can now reinforce basically, you can scatter your reinforcements basically anywhere now, with the exception is that it will not place the unit on waterways. So that's a handy thing. Like, for example, if I have a reinforcements coming here and I want to have a scatter of 2, I don't want it to have it land in the river, right? So if I have a supply unit that's going to land somewhere within 2 hexes, that's fine and dandy, but we don't want to be landing in the river. So that will prevent that from happening. Or in these waterways, right? Or in these major waterways. We don't want a supply unit be trapped in there, right? So that's a good thing too. Let's continue on. There's a Ford waterway crossing issue. I think that was to do with calculations, but I don't recall off the top of my head. You failed to mention the OK button removal. I totally did. Sorry, Berto. I thought I wrote that down. Oh, remove the OK button from most reports. Clicking anywhere will dismiss the dialogue. So yeah, I think I showed that last time, but that is now implemented. I think it's good for all of the dialogues, or maybe most of them. Most reports, not all of them. There's a few that still have the OK button, but most of them you can just click anywhere on the dialogue. Let's see. Fixed a number of CS lint issues. I don't have a list of what all those issues are, but they're fixed. Other minor fixes and code improvements. Okay. And revised artillery scatter methodology. So this is an important one, and it will impact how artillery will follow. Berto is saying for the background dialogues only. Yeah, so for the background dialogues only, that's what that is for most of the reports. Okay, back to this. This is important. The artillery scatter. So the Americans have had their percentage chance of, if this is, we'll pretend this here is a target. If we have line of sight to this hex, then there's only a 1% chance that the targeted artillery will scatter. If it is not a targeted hex or line of sight, if that target hex is not in line of sight, it will have a 5% chance of scattering. No, 50. No, sorry, let me rephrase it. Let me start over again. I got that mixed up. If this is a line of sight hex with an American unit that we can see that hex, it's a 5% chance that there will be a scatter. If that unit is occupied by the enemy and they're spotted, then it reduces to a 1% chance of scatter. If it is not spotted, not in line of sight, and not spotted by anything, then it's a 55% chance of a scatter. It will scatter up to 2 hexes if it's not spotted, but the odds of it being 2 hexes are significantly lower than you would think. If it is a spotted hex, the scatter is only 1 hex. If it is unspotted, then it is 2 hexes, but it's mostly going to be 1 hex. There is the odd roll that it will be 2 hexes. 1 or 2 hexes depending on the nation. Yeah, I'm talking about the Americans because that was the main focus right now for these changes. And then if they are successful, then we might go in and change them to the other nations. But as it is right now, what I'm talking about is for the Americans. Yeah, so again, let me reiterate. If an American unit can spot the hex, it has a 5% chance of scattering, which is lower than it was before in 1.20. So your odds of using your artillery correctly will be better. But if the American unit is spotting a VC unit or any other enemy unit, and they can see it in that hex, it has a 1% chance of scattering. So your artillery is going to be far more effective than it used to be in 1.20. Night and day difference. Okay, let's go back to the manual. Graphics. Chris has added around 60 new background images. I haven't seen all of them yet, but the ones that I have seen, they're really nice. Data fixes. So ATCs. I don't know if you've been paying attention during the plays, but I had this defense up to 11, but that wasn't the problem. So I reduced it down to 6 again. The main problem is that these are hard targets, but in the data, the hard targets, the quote-unquote armor values for these units were all 0. So if you shot at them, they would automatically eliminate. That was the problem. So that has been remedied. They've been given, I believe it's 322 type of ammo or defensive armor, quote-unquote armor. So that gives them for a little bit of longevity when you're dealing with opposing, RPGs and whatnot. I mean, you're going to lose stuff, but hopefully you won't lose as many. Or when you're sitting out in the middle of out in the river and a machine gun shoots at you, then you're no longer going to be eliminated. So you might take a loss or 2, but you're not going to have the entire boat unit eliminated. The other big change is that now these units can move much, much farther than they could before. So this ATC could only move 3 hexes before, but now it can move 9, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So it's basically tripled the speed. And I believe the other boats can move 10. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, where's our boat? Where's our boat? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So the speedboats can now move, or the patrol boats, they can move 10 hexes, and the other ones can move during the day. During night, they get reduced, obviously, but during the day, they can still. Oh, I just realized I'm not recording this. They can still move quite well. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. And even these pontoon ferries can move quite a distance. They can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Considering they could only move 2 or sometimes 1 before, that's huge. That's a really big difference. What else? Revised assault and defense bonuses for Cambodians. So, yeah, I had some playtesters come up and say, hey, the Cambodians versus the NVA were quite terrible. So I changed specifically the A-class units. If you're going to be building a normal scenario, you would probably use the B-class units for Cambodians, but the A-class units, especially the 60s and 70s, have been increased their values. Digging in chance has been revised. So you should find that you can dig in improved positions more successfully than before. The reference text, the Lua functions reference text has been modified, obviously because we added some new functions. There's updates to the CS linked tools. The artillery scatter values were changed as well. The snake gun chips. I don't know if you're familiar with the 2 typical gun chip types that are in for the Americans. There's the UH-1C gunship, which is called a Snake, and there's also one called a Hog. The Hog, they're just laden with rockets. They have a very good attack value, and so what I've done with these, because I've been finding them pretty well ineffective, generally speaking, I have increased the Snake's attack value at 1 and 2 hexes by a handful, basically. It should, I haven't tested it thoroughly, but in my preliminary testing, there is a big difference now. So the snakes are far more useful than they were before. What else? And we revised some scenario stuff. I had to revise this map because, and I'm irritated that I didn't catch this before, but there are 2 in the Greek and radio alphabets. There are 2 deltas. There's a delta in the Greek alphabet, and there's a delta in the military alphabet. So I had to change them from area delta north and area delta south. So that was why I was capturing these areas, and I could have swore I had it coded properly, but yeah, I did. Except it was looking at this delta because they were both named the same. So that's been fixed. So that'll be a very significant improvement for day 3 for the Americans for this particular campaign. I had to fix some things in the scripts, obviously, and I added a note for loggering. So after 2 turns, if you have all your units where they're supposed to be, or for every unit that you have where it's supposed to be, after 2 turns, I'll send you a message to say, hey, you're doing this right, don't move your units. Otherwise, yeah, just a couple errors, and that's pretty much it. That's all we did for 1.21. But these are pretty important fixes. That's why we released this as soon as we did. All right. Let's see. Compass Rose is saying, did you get hit by that massive tornado warned storm the other day? And Beryl is saying, no nasty stuff went south of me, just some rain and thunderstorms overnight. And Compass Rose says, good to hear. That is good to hear. Yay. Now, back to this. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we are day 1. No, day 5. We are at the beginning of day 5. Let's take a look. What are we doing? Day 5 in the Mekong. I just need to refresh my memory because I don't recall at all what we're doing. Excuse me, I'm just going to have some nibbles while I read this. So this actually, reading this, we have to move ATCs up this river. So it looks like we have to go and clear these areas up here. So let's turn the map labels back on. So this is area Lima, this is area Kilo. I have to send my ATCs up here and do a landing somewhere around here. Let's see where it says I have to do my landing. The battalion will advance by ATC and perform a landing around Aphung at 8867. Where the heck is Aphung? Let's look. Let's Control X. 8867. Oh, down here. Oh, and then handy. There's a landing zone right there too. That is good. So one battalion is going to be operating in area Kilo. The other battalion is going to be operating in area Lima. And then the 4th 47th is going to be hanging around here, hanging around Maitho and Dong Tam. I'll probably send out, I'll create some small, I was going to say camp groups, that's not right, task forces, just to patrol the area. And, you know, for example, here, this intersection was impacted by a Vietcong unit, so I have to go and check out and see what's there. I will probably send an engineer to go check out to see if there's mines in here. I hope not. I'm kind of curious why that is taken. I'm suspecting there's a mine engineer in there, maybe. I don't know. So, what are we going to do? Let's formulate a plan. We want to bring artillery up here because, so this is actually going to, so since I designed the thing, I know what's going to happen. And what's going to happen is that this is a representation of the second battle of Apbak, because if we turn on the map labels again, this is the Apbak area. So I know there's going to be VC around here somewhere, maybe up here too, I don't recall exactly. So it's not going to be the same as the first Apbak, which was a disaster for the Arvin forces. This is the second battle, and if you Wikipedia it, you'll see what this battle is all about. It should go fairly well, but I want to make sure, since we have the opportunity and we have good logistical roads and whatnot, I want to make sure that I am clearing the area and I have ample artillery for dealing with the area that's going to be in here, because I'm going to count or expect this to be a lot of bunkers. I'm going to count on probably trenches, bunkers, maybe even a pillbox or something like that. That's going to be terrible. So we want to have good artillery support that's nice and close. And I'm also going to bring up the armored cavalry units, because if we can use the tanks as, is this all wet? Oh, yeah, brutal. Of course it's all wet. So I want to bring some tanks up here. Unfortunately, this is all wet paddies, which means that's going to be a pain in the bottom to get up to this area where I'm going to be needing to attack. Looking, I see that I can go one hex at a time, but I have to clear this area here in order to access these. So I need to clear all this area before I can get on the road, and one hex at a time I'll be sending my tanks up to provide support. There's no faster way that I can see to do that. Not that I see. There's a main road here, which is nice, but it doesn't go up to where I need it to go. And this is all forested area, and there's only a ford to cross here, so yeah, I'm literally stuck going up this one hex at a time to this crossing point in order to have some tanks that'll support my attacks as I come up. Um, so realistically, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 turns just to get to the southern edge of the main battle area that's going to be happening here. I also have to make sure that I'm providing security to all my units. I have to make sure that wherever I decide to set up my artillery, I have enough forces to defend. So at least one company with heavy machine guns is going to be defending wherever I park my artillery, just in case. Because the last thing I want to do is have all my artillery wiped out by a frickin' VC attack. That would not be a good thing. We do have some landing zones. Let's take a quick reminder and see where they are. We have one here. We have one near Kailai. We have two here, which is good. And we have one here. I don't think we have one here as well. And this area, I think, is out of our zone. Let's just turn the labels back on. Let's remove the highlights. Yeah, so, ooh, that's kind of, I have to double check that. That's out of the area, but it has a 1, so it makes me wonder if I need to clear that. Shoot. I have to double check that point. Let's turn the map hints on. 257. 257, 253. I have to check and see what day those are in. I'll do that later. Barreled. I just tested a problem with the graphics. There's been happening with previous versions. When I lock my PC and come back to the game after unlocking, the map is distorted and then goes all white. The game is not locked, but I have to, yeah, unfortunately, I think that's a Windows issue with the game. I don't know of a way to remedy that. That's a known issue. Again, I have no idea. We did add a refresh button, redraw the display, but it doesn't work in that case. So yeah, if you lock your PC, unfortunately, you're going to come back to either a blurry screen or a white screen. That happens to me all the time. You know, if I go away from the machine for a bit and my sleep mode comes on, poof, my screen disappears. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe Birdo knows how to fix that. But as far as I know, it's old engine problem. I need to build the firebase. Where do I need to build the firebase? So 360th, A troop with A troop attached. It's going to set up a firebase around Ap Tan Than, which is 5673, and I think that's here. Ap Tan Than, yes. So let's turn on the coordinates, drop the labels. 5673. Really? Is that what it said? Yeah, 5673. So I have to build trenches in that hex. Oh, that's a terrible place to build trenches because that's going to block my main supply route. Oh, that's okay. See what happens. Birdo says no fix at this time. Alright, what's our plan? 360th is up here. Let's highlight 360th. And let's highlight the battalion. So our combat units are these companies here. Shoot, there we go. These companies here. Oh, we have some machine guns and support. So we'll bring those to help with the artillery. We do have helicopters. So we might load up. Oh, what's the other battalion that has to go over there? 3rd 47th. So We have this battalion and this battalion that are going up the river, or up to area Lima and Kilo. I think what we'll do actually is load up in trucks 2 companies if we can, and send 4 47s up the road, clear this landing zone, and start securing these little villages here, while the rest of the battalion will land by helicopter. But first, we're going to send 360th. Do we send 360th here to land in here? What are the odds that these are going to be hot landing zones? Any guesses? Anyone? What do you think? Should I send in some scout helicopters and gunships just to see what's there? See if we get shot at? Let's do that. I think that's a good idea. What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea? Crazy idea? Do we have any? These gunships are not useful. We have Hueys, yes. We want our support helicopters. Where are our support helicopters? Here. Let's get them in the sky. Let's move 1. Now we're in the high flight zone. We're going to fly all the way over here, I hope. Oh, not as far as I thought, so we'll get there next turn. So, that being the case, let's load up 1 company from... Oh my goodness, look at that. This is the only full-strength platoon. Let me turn off the unit track IDs. We don't care about that. So, looking at this company, it's hurting really, really badly. Wow, that is brutal. So we might even just use this company here to that is just terrible. So he can't load anyways because he doesn't have enough action points. We'll use this company here to protect the artillery. Speaking of artillery, let's load up our guns. We have 1 battery here. We have that. Where's the other battery? We have 2 more batteries. We're going to take all of these guns. And we have... Let's load them up into... What do you think? The 3/4 tons? In the new update, backgrounds were added. Where are those found? So, well, they're found in the backgrounds folder, but they'll be displayed during events and actions. So you'll see once I get something happening here. But they're all found in the backgrounds folder, and you can add your own, right? As long as you follow the naming convention, the sizes, and I'd recommend making them just 8-bit. You can change them to whatever you want, which is fantastic. So here, let me show you. Let's go to my install games. So here, they're all found in here. So you'll see here, this is the backgrounds for a week in Bin Long, and these are the backgrounds for a week in Mekong. But all the other ones are all in here. So let's just grab one, and you can see there's different sizes, different styles, so many different pictures, and you can put whatever picture you want in here. You just have to make sure that it's labeled correctly, as well as sized correctly. So make sure that if you want to make a new remark one, you go to the properties and make sure that it's the right size, 190 by 137. Those are the key things to do. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. We have, what's this? 4th 47th. 4th 47th isn't going to go anywhere. So let's bring these mortars down. Since we can't load anyways, let's bring the infantry all the way down. All right. We have, I need to clear out some of this infantry so I have room to move, and then we can get the artillery on the road. let's bring in some reconnaissance. We have, let's get these units. We're going to start getting ready for a convoy. Just going to move these units up the road. And I'm also, remind me to bring some engineers because engineers are very important. We want to make sure that the path is clear. So this is 4th 47th, I think. Yeah, it is. These are 4th 47th reconnaissance units. That's fine because the rest of 4th 47th is going to stay here, but we will develop a couple of task forces just to go and scout around, especially up here, to see what that is. Let's continue doing what we're doing. Just get, we have helicopters there. Just deciding what I'm going to take with me. Here are a couple of more units. Let's get them down here. And we have reconnaissance. Let's get them loaded up. So these are the heavy weapons from 3rd 60th. We're just getting them on the road. I will probably bring the battalion headquarters, but I'm going to do that. By helicopter. There's a landing zone there. I might just fly everyone there. That would be a good idea. We have some scout dogs. Let's load them all up. And they can assist 4th 47th in their patrols of this area, since they are reconnaissance units. The trained engineers. I don't get it. I'm trying to find some engineers because we need some engineers. Here's some engineers right there. So there's a group that's going to go north. These engineers here, they're going to go south and around and meet up with this grouping here. Just get them on the road, head up that way. So they'll be with them. We did have another engineer that was part of this. Did I move them? No. Reconnaissance, tanks for nothing. Bridging engineers, we don't need those at the moment. I'm just going to find the engineer that's attached to a company. Do I have first 40s? 3rd 5th, right? 3rd 5th, there it is. 3rd 5th. This is a company. Do they have it? No engineers in there. Shoot. Oh, there's engineers there though. Okay, let's grab these engineers. And do we have an APC? Oh, there's an engineer truck. Who do they belong to? No, I don't want that. I want this. So I'm going to load up my engineers into this APC, and we are going to head south. Or head across if we can. No, not yet. Not enough action points. Oh, expose some VC civilians spying on us. Not very nice. I'm just gonna get a company or a troop on the road. There we go. That's way better. And bring some engineering vehicles with us as well, just in case we lose some. My luck, we all know how that goes. And we have more ACABs. What's this? More ACABs. Okay. Do we have any other helicopters? Okay, we're down here. Oh, right, we forgot about this. This whole chaos, this mess. Oh, man. So, what do? We have a new day. That's where other helicopter went, right. So we need to take this base back. We have helicopters on station. We only have one piece of, oh, that's right, we're bringing some reinforcements. We are collecting the reinforcements. Let's do that now. Oh, and these guys are waiting. We're waiting for them to finish building whatever they're building. We have artillery. Let's load up the artillery. We're going to take that with us. That's right, that I forgot that the VC are being very cunning, and we thought they were going to be attacking down here, but they decided not to. So we're going to go attack them, because we need to take this base back. I don't know what we're going to do with that, though. That is kind of, we're trapped. We have VC there, we have VC here. I don't know what, let's draw some fire. Oh, maybe not, okay. Let's shoot. Let's shoot with our quote-unquote tanks. Yeah, no, so hopefully, we're hoping that they don't destroy my trucks. We do have some gunships. Let's bring them a little bit closer. They're not firing, so let's get in close. So now we're going to try our snakes that have the new attack values. Maybe we'll get lucky and destroy them. No, not that lucky. We're going to keep our loaches close by, though, because we want to be able to see what they're doing. But not too close so that they get destroyed. So let's take these ones down here. Make sure that our road is still clear, because we're going to be sending reinforcements up here. And we have another team here. Let's go and shoot this. Let's just draw some fire with the loach first. Oh, there's two there. Oh, sneaky. Alright, let's go in. Fire. I'm not expecting to do a lot of damage, just because that is a military installation, plus it has a group position. So we are covering them with our helicopters just to see where they go. Hopefully not too far, because we need to get up there and stop that from happening. Okay, that's that. Back to the other task at hand. Let's start loading up this company. It's fine and dandy, but they can't do anything. So let's load up these guys. And let's load up these guys. And let's load up these guys. And then this entire company is using the same vehicles, so it'll be easier to keep track of in the field. And this one, just gonna keep these trucks on the road. They're together. Don't Going down. Grab a couple of trucks. We can load them up. And we can load them up. And we can load up these guys next turn. So that saves one truck. An armed truck, it only has one strength point anyway, so we'll just use that for escort. We have some orders, we can bring them together. What's that? Man, this, oh, here's a good company. We're going to leave one company back here, and we're going to bring this other company. Probably by helicopter, I think, because we don't have enough trucks to move it. So let's bring B company. We're going to have that fly by helicopter. It'll be at the landing zone, ready to go. I'm curious to know if I have to bring, if I should bring a battalion headquarters. You know what? I think I should. Let's do that. And we'll have the escort. Let's bring this other escort vehicle as well. Oh no, it's Jeeps. I have no idea what's in there. Oh, mortars. We have some machine guns. Need more trucks. I need more trucks. Oh, look at that. I can take this. Oh no, I can't. Too many strength points on that river. Alright, we'll do that next time. Okay, that's all we can really do for this turn. Debating if I should send up some patrol boats. Let's do that. Maybe an ATC. Maybe a couple ATCs just to have and be handy with. So all of our gunships are in action. We have some ferries getting ready here. We have patrol boats down here. There. We've got eyes on the river. We're going to need them for in the future, probably tomorrow. Let's go. Save, end the turn, see what happens. Let's see what the VC are going to do today. Okay, we're being shot at. We didn't take any losses because that's a good hex to be in for defensive measures as long as they don't assault us. I'm surprised they didn't take that point actually. Maybe they got disrupted. I don't know. Nice. I forgot about that. So, the new addition to 1.20 are these graphic displays. These ones here are specific to this campaign, obviously. And all this is a visual representation of what the orders were for today. As you can see, I have to take 3/60th, and the A 3rd 5th is attached, cavalry is attached, and we're going to Lima to set up a base. Next is 3rd 47th. They'll be heading to Area Kilo. And 4th 47th is just going to be patrolling around Mai Tho and Dongtan. That's so cool. That's awesome. Very user, yeah, exactly. Very user-friendly reminders, Chad says. Yeah, they are. That's really, really good. I'm happy about that. They took extra time to do, but they are a very good addition, I think. I'm glad you agree, Compass Rose. Okay, first thing we're going to do, get our helicopters to the potential landing zones. Right now we're flying high, which is pretty useless. So I'm going to drop both of them down to low. And then I'm going to strategically place one on the road down here, within sight of the landing zone. And the other one, I'm going to go through here, across the paddies, so I can see that landing zone. And then, next turn what I'll do is I'll drop down to nap of the earth, fly around to see if anything shoots at me, and I'm going to assume if nothing shoots at me, the landing zones are free. If that's the case, I can start transporting troops as soon as possible, which I'm going to load them up now. Loaded, laudable, and some mortars, and our severely under strength infantry. That poor company. That is a rough company. And then we'll get the next company ready to load. Send our jeeps up, our reconnaissance jeeps up. Hopefully this road is clear. No jeeps dying. Yay, no mines. That's always encouraging. I know you're surprised by that, Compass Rose. And let's get the engineers going up there too. To send the ACAV unit on the other side of the river. Oh, there's IEDs there. Shoot. Yay, we didn't die. So we're sending them north to join with 360th to that landing zone. These guys are going to be our support, because we need the support. Oh, I forgot to... APCs. And what's this? More APCs. Okay, so there's that. Next, let's get these reconnaissance units heading over to that known VC village. Question is, how are we going to go there? There is an IED there. Let's just go all the way up this road. And then this way. We didn't run into anyone, so that's good. We're going to bring this whole task force over. The engineers. And what's this? Orders. Okay, they're going to see what's in here. These guys can be loaded. And we have that done. That done. So we're just going to build a convoy here for 447th. With some support. We can move this machine gun with that unit. Perfect. We might as well bring some supplies because we know we're going to need supplies in the field. That company is going to be transported by air. This company, since it is completely nearly decimated, we're going to leave it here. One supply truck should be enough. We don't need those trucks. We'll leave them here. And we'll leave them here. Okay. Could bring the mortars. Yeah, let's bring the mortars too. Why not? It doesn't look like a lot. It really doesn't. But that's what we're bringing across. 2 companies, heavy weapons, and then this company's going to fly by air. That's that. That's all for 3rd 47th. Hopefully we don't need that 4th company because, oh, brutal. We might steal a 3rd 60th company instead for the combat that's going to happen up there. But we're not worried about that right now. We need to get everyone up and in action. Just getting the helicopters up, ready to do a combat assault, or to fly to do a combat assault. Again, these forces are completely decimated, so I have to be very cautious of what I'm doing and how I'm using them. Send these bad boys up the river. And I'm going to send some APCs up. You know what I should do is I should load up some machine guns or something like that. Huh. What do I do? Boy, your new sound effects are great. The addition of the troops eating out of bowls was a great addition, as it sounds so... I know, right? Isn't that amazing? When in the field, you gotta do what you gotta do. We also need supplies from these guys here too. 4th 47th. Do they need their trucks? Can I give them the 360th? What do you think? A company is in really good strength here. I should just transport them by air. 360th has priority, but I don't know if I should just wait and transport everything by air, because the trucks are going to take, 5 turns to get to where they need to go at least. But it'd be nice to have them to protect the artillery, because the artillery has to head up there. How far can these guys go? Let's get them on the road at least. You know what? I don't even need to escort them, because I can use the A troop to do that. They just have to get on the same side of the river. Where's the other battery? There's the other battery right there. So, there's the headquarters right there. Let's bring them down. I should bring the battalion headquarters, I think. I should bring this leader too. I do have a vehicle for him. Maybe I'll just use one of these vehicles. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I just have to remember to grab that headquarters in the trucks. I can't move them anymore. Okay, I think that's what we can do for that. What's this? Oh, our scout dogs. These guys are going to go up here. I might need infantry in here. But for now, we're just going to use whatever we have on hand. There's reconnaissance. We have a lot of reconnaissance units here, which is kind of good. I wish I had some Arvin units that I can send in there. Alright, that's done. Let's take a look down here. What are we going to do? So we didn't get destroyed, surprisingly enough. Let's see if we can draw some fire. They might be B-class VC units, so since they shot twice, that's probably all that they have. Let's send in our gunships. I wish I knew if I was being effective, but I don't know. They're both flying nap of the earth, so they're firing at their maximum firepower. But they're in a village. Oh, never mind. We took them out. That's good news. So let's bring this truck down. Rotate. Let's do a couple of shots across the paddies. So it seems that the gunships are more effective. They're not annihilating things in one shot, which is good because we don't want that. We do want them to take a few shots because keep in mind they're 250 meters with a helicopter with machine guns and rockets is not going to decimate the entire place. So, realistic, which is good. So far I'm happy with that. Let's fly a Loach down and around. Check the rear. Let's keep an eye on them here. And on this Loach we can fly up. Just make sure the airfield is clear. We do have some Arvin infantry. Let's get them up here. Let's unload, get into position so we can see if he's going to cross. Oh, I'm getting shot at. Thank you. Unless Rambo is doing the shooting. That's true. That's true. You know, Rambo never misses. We are bringing our artillery up, so we have some support. Let's unload them there if we can, which we can. And did these guys finally dig in yet? Oh, they did. Perfect. So let's spread these guys out. And we can load up our engineers. Get them on the road. Do we have another? We do. let's not that. This. Load. Yes. We're just gonna bring all these units up. Except for the ones without transport, obviously. So we'll leave these ones here. There's some civilians there we have to not worry about. And these guys are trying to build a trench. These guys are doing the same. So not a lot of protection down there, but that's all that we have. What's this? Arvin headquarters. We do have an extra helicopter. Let's send this helicopter across the way. Get him up to high and across. So he doesn't have enough action points to land there, but we can get him close, and at least he can transport something. Make him relatively useful. Alright, let's move our... That's all done. That's all done, that's good. Let's take a look over here. We're not doing anything else here for now. We're just keeping everyone together to help in the future. These helicopters are done, which means we are done. Let's end the turn. Is the dig-in going faster thus far? Not sure yet, Birdo. Haven't tried. Except for that, they were digging in from before, so I will know when I go up and build the fire support base, fire base with our artillery. Five airstrikes remaining. 6 headquarters unable to provide supply. That's because everyone's moving. That makes sense. Before we do anything, we're going to check the road, see if it is clear. Whoa! Defending Hex cannot be assaulted. So there's probably something on this road, and look, we drove through 2 minefields. They didn't get triggered. We got really lucky. And we know that there's something here, so I'm going to move out of the way. Wow, that's crazy. We're going to move our helicopters closer. I'm going to put them up into the high flight zone, so they're less risk to die. Get them closer to here. Now again, we don't have enough action points to do proper combat assault, so I'm going to wait. My helicopters didn't get shot at, so I don't feel threatened at the moment. But we are going to drop down to Nap of the Earth, do some flying around, see if there's any... Oh, there we go. Already found someone. No effect. No effect. Okay, so we got shot at from something in this fort. Good to know. Let's go on the other side. Let's just fly around, draw some fire. I don't see anything, so I'm going to do a reconnaissance. Nothing showed up, and I don't have enough to do another one, so let's just fly around. We're flying Nap of the Earth, so it is consuming more action points. And I'm going to leave my helicopter above this flight zone. Now, down here, let's drop down to Nap of the Earth again and fly around. Since I can see these trenches and bunkers, they're empty. If I could not see them, then... Oh! So, this pagoda and this fort is occupied by the enemy. But it seems that both of the landing zones on both sides is clear. Let's just do a reconnaissance. Nada. Let's fly down here. Nothing. Okay, so let's go down back to the landing zone. So we have good eyes on both the landing zones. We should be able to land with this particular company. Where do we land? Let's land here. So let's get closer and drop down to low. Now we're in low, so we can prepare for a combat assault into this 2 landing zones here. So one company's going there, the other company will go here, and we're good. But first we have to get this area here cleared. We need engineers. And we need some support. Sneaky buggers. Keep all of our tanks and stuff together. These are trucks. We don't want them to go. It's a risk every time I go over that IED here. Every time I move across it, there's a chance for it to blow up. Small chance, but still a chance. We have all these units. We're going to bring them on this side over here. And up. Supplies. And other units. So we have quite a few units from 4th 40s, or 3rd 47th, which is this battalion here. And okay, now, the fun part. We have a reconnaissance team. Let's unload the reconnaissance team. Go for a stroll. Oh, mines. Okay, so we did not run. We ran into mines, but we didn't take any casualties. Don't see any other VC units yet. What do we have here? Scout dogs. Let's bring the scout dogs in. Let's unload them. Let's go for a walk with them too. I love that. That's awesome. And we have some mortars. And more importantly, we have some engineers to clear the mine that we just found. We might even start doing the reconnaissance with the engineer. Just to save any losses with our scout dogs and reconnaissance teams. I'm going to assume if there's a mine there, there will be mines elsewhere. It would be weird for them just to build one mine at that location. So I have to be careful. And what else do we have? ATCs, we have all of our artillery. We're going to send that north. Waiting for helicopters. Let's just get these units on the landing zones. This headquarters needs to go down. And join the rest of the battalion. Artillery. I think we had a helicopter ready or coming. There it is. So we're going to drop down twice, load one of them. How about the full strength first platoon? Perfect. And let's move a supply truck in there, refuel it, and take off. I will send maybe a loach over here next turn to see what's there. And we can land that first platoon in this landing zone here. Or maybe we'll fly all the way up and land here and send this company in from the north. Because we can take this point here. It says it's 1, which means we should be able to take it. The problem is, if I send the entire company there, there's nothing for them to do for quite a while. So, do I do that? I don't know. That's a good question. What's that? That's a civilian boat. Alright, let's go south of the river. What do we have here? We're bringing in our reinforcements still, so let's grab them. We have trucks. Move these trucks back. We have our American engineers here. That's great. Everyone's unloaded. So we have artillery here. What we're going to do is we're going to start plotting our artillery on that location because we have to take this out. But how do we do that? How do we do this? We can't move here. We can cross here. We can cross here. Can't move there. We can go all the way around. This is death ground, especially against 2 BC platoons. I don't know if we have enough action points to cross this, get shot at, and get into there because there's a ford here. I don't know. Oh, you know what we can do? We can use this engineer, build a bridge right here, and then swing in from behind and surround them. What do you think of that plan? Good plan? No plan. I know nothing about scout dogs. Compass Rose says, in the field, would they normally just alert their handler to the presence of danger by going on point or freeze and not bark to give away the position? By the way, dog barking in the game sounds great. Yeah, the dog barking in the game does sound great for sure. And yeah, my understanding is that is exactly what they would do. They would just freeze in that pointing position, and then it would be up to the handler to understand what that was, what that meant. I presume, also unfamiliar completely, that there would be different types of situations for the dog for different things, but again, I don't know. So yeah, here's our plan. I think that's a good plan. We'll build a bridge here, cross this bridge, surround them, circle them, and then go in for the kill. Keep in mind, we don't have the manpower at all for this, so we're going to have to utilize our heavy weapons as much as we can. Before that goes, let's get our helicopters down here and get them refueled, sorry. We're going to land in the paddies with this headquarters that's hiding in the truck. That's awesome. So we have this headquarters refueling all these helicopters. These guys have not done their task yet. That's fine. We are getting ready for an attack, which is good. We have machine guns. I'm going to leave everyone have their op fire to see if they fire at us. But it'll be good to get in behind and take these units out. Do we have any other Arvin down here that we can use? I don't think we do. No. So let's end the turn. See what they do. Oh, they're attacking. That's good for us. Oh, and they're at half strength. And they lost one. Oh, what's this? What the heck is that? 5 airstrikes remaining. 6 headquarters unable to provide supply. Okay, we saw something, and I need to know what it is. Where is it? Can I still see? Ah, there it is, right there. Oh, maybe it's a mine engineer. Doesn't look like a mine engineer, though. Maybe it's a... oh, no, it is a mine engineer. Oh, yeah, totally. That's cool. Can we kill it? Let's see. Oh, no! Oh, well, at least we just retreated. That's good. But that means there's going to be more mines along this road. So we need to deal with that. Let's use our recoilless rifle jeeps. Ah, did we do anything? No, no damage. Okay, so we're going to leave these guys here and see where they go. Do I have another shot? No, I don't. Bring our engineers up. Let's bring up our other units. What's this? Artillery. And we have our ACAV. Awesome. Oh, except the tanks are so slow. So slow. Don't die. You see that it stopped when I was going across that IED? I was thinking, do I blow up? No, not yet. Not yet. Gonna save it for something important, like my supply trucks. Oh no, they lived. What's this? Units. Ah! For fire truck's sake. Really? So they attacked some mortars and a machine gun. At least we finally got rid of that IED. See, you just never know. Never know. But unfortunately, they're all disrupted now. That's kind of a pain. Jeez, eh? Okay, engineers. Let's unload them. Clear that point. And let's send our trusty scout dogs. Ah, shoot. Ambush. You know, considering they only have a defense of 6, I'm surprised they survived that. So, that's good. We know that there's something there. Oh, that's another mine engineer. We're going to hunt that sucker down. We have reconnaissance units. Let's bring them up. We have jeeps with machine guns. And I think we have mortars. We have one shot. Do we have... oh yeah, there, that's what we have right there. So that thing shot at us twice. Let's use the recoilless rifle. Don't know if we did anything, but hey, at least the recoilless rifle is handy. It's close by. Russian roulette and I lost. Yeah, I did. Although I got, you know, quite a few vehicles over that IED, and it finally blew. So the amount of vehicles that I crossed that IED with and didn't blow, I think I did pretty well. Although I did lose a truck. What else is going on? Okay, so we're confident we can perform a combat assault here, so let's do that. Drop down to nap of the earth, gonna drop down to the ground, unload, and get these helicopters the heck out of there. And I'm going to do the same thing. Drop down to nap of the earth, drop down to the landing zone, unload, get the heck out of there with the helicopters. So notice, because that mortar costed 55 to unload, my helicopter barely got away. Barely got away from that landing zone. So keep that in mind when you have headquarters or artillery like mortars or other heavy weapons, because they take longer to unload. So you want to make sure that you have enough points to get in and out. You don't want your helicopters on the ground, especially when there's enemy units nearby, because these platoons have line of sight to that landing zone, so they could collar an artillery there. That would be a bad day for your helicopters. Don't do that. Always try and keep them in the sky. Less chances of being shot down. Still a chance of being shot down, but less. Or just being plain assaulted. That's a bad day. So these guys are good. I'm going to send this helicopter, I'm going to put it up into low, and I'm going to fly across to this landing zone. And we're going to bring in one platoon from 347th by air, just to secure that landing zone. Just a reminder, 347th is operating in Area Lima, which is here. And Area Kilo is going to be occupied by 347th. So let's go down to 347th, grab that platoon, our one helicopter, go to command, load it up, and send it in the high level and get it ready to go. Just like that. I think that's good. Everyone moved, right? I guess we can send this over. I don't know why I'm bringing these ATCs, but I feel happy that with the movement values now, I can actually perform these operations effectively, which is good. Alright, back down here at the Truck Young Airfield. This is encouraging. That was kind of silly on the VC part, but I'll take it. We didn't do any damage there. There we go. That's way better. Okay, so now we only have one platoon to deal with. Which is actually surprising. So we're using our machine guns, firing across the patties. See if we can cause some casualties before we do any crazy assaults. I'm really glad that I brought these trucks across, because they have been the biggest savior in so many levels. There we go. Now we have all of our infantry here. We have some guns. We're going to hit that. The helicopters, everyone is refueled. We have no units low on ammo. Let's fly back. So, we're going to split these guys up into teams again. We have one gunship, one loach. One gunship, one loach. And just some spare loaches for eyes in the sky. Okay, so Actually, I'm not even going to bother building a bridge. We're just going to assault this next turn. We have lots of firepower here. We have artillery right there. We don't have a lot of infantry, but we have a lot of separate units, so that will help with our assault. I will wait till next turn to cross these paddies, because I know I'm going to get shot at, and I don't want to die. I've already lost enough units, unfortunately. So, here we go. Let us continue with that. They're happy, they're done. Let's go up. Oh, we have artillery. Let's hit that mine unit with artillery. Okay, save, end the turn. Oh, what the heck? What shot at me? Wow. I have to move my ferries. I lost 2. What's that? Oh, civilians. Whew. Ah, reinforcements. Heck yeah. I have reinforcements. 5 airstrikes are remaining. 3 units have recovered. 8 headquarters unidentified supply. 1 unit is low on ammo, and we cleared a minefield or a block. Here's that position. I'm going to wish for the best. Nope. The artillery wasn't as effective as I hoped. But notice it didn't scatter. Oh, they scattered though. And for destroying a mine engineer squad with our mortars, we gained 250 points. Booyah! That's a good thing. Now, civilians, we're not going to attack those. That's good. But there's another one of those engineers right there. Let's see. Shoot it. Can we get lucky and take out 2? Oh, don't die, don't die. Come on. You would think point blank with a 106mm cordless rifle would do the trick, but mind you, it was in conserving ammo status, so it wasn't firing as effectively as it normally would. But we do have some ACAVs. Let's bring these across. What's this? Artillery. What's this? Headquarters and supply. What's this? Engineer platoon. Not engineer platoon. Some ACAVs. That's the headquarters for 360th. And more tanks. Yay for tanks. And 48s. Slow and painful movements. That's okay. This is important. As long as we're not getting ambushed. Supplies. Alright, so these guys, we're We're going to drop down to Nap of the Earth and do a quick flight. See if we can draw any fire. I don't see anyone here. Let's just do a reconnaissance. Nada. One more time. Nada. Okay. I think this landing zone here is pretty safe. So we'll send this helicopters here. And let's drop down. So I don't have enough to land and get off the ground again, so I'm going to wait till next turn to do that. That's best practice. Definitely do that. You don't want your helicopters on the ground. Let's move the ATCs up. And here we saw that oh, it was destroyed. So yeah, we're good here, actually. But we can just send these... Let's send the dogs out for patrol. To make sure there's nothing else hiding around. Let's bring the jeeps with them so they have their transport nearby. Let's send these scout dogs up the road. Oh! They got disrupted. Oh! Double whammy! And they got reduced. Shoot. I figured as much. How irritating is that? I should have known better. Where are the engineers? Oh, here they are. Okay. Scout dogs took some losses. Not good. But that's what happens. Okay. Vehicles. Get them up here. These are disrupted, so they're not going to go very far. And they're waiting for their ride. These helicopters can move back. Let's get them up in the sky. Bring them back down to the base. Same with these ones. Get them in high. Bring them back down to the base. And we can drop down one level. There we go. So, next turn we'll be able to land, pick up some goodies, get refueled, and then go drop into the next landing zone. Let's move these vehicles out of the way. This is a nearly full-strength platoon, or company, sorry. So we'll use that to attack that Vietcong position that we found over here. This fort and the pagoda. And let's send this company this way. Can I cross them? Again, these two platoons have been really, really decimated, so we're going to use this particular company here for defending the artillery. Once they get close, we do have to clear this road because we have seen that there's an enemy mine engineer unit here. We need to make sure that the rest of this road is clear. At the moment, see if we're going to get shot at. Just doing a very low level flight. Nap of the Earth flight along the tree line. Nothing shooting at us, surprisingly enough. But I can't identify if there's roadblocks or mines on that road, so we have to go in with an engineer and do that. We do have two engineers though. I just have to find, there it is. Just have to find the other one, which I did. And we'll get him in action too. Can we unload him? Oh yeah. So next turn we'll move one engineer into here, the other engineer to there, although I think that's going to be cleared next turn anyways. Never mind. We have artillery ready to go. And down here, we're just waiting for things to get organized before we start sending more units over. We have one company in one of the landing zones, clearing the eastern side of it. And here we have one unit that's going to be in area Kilo. Perfect. We're on. Oh, reinforcements. What's this? Some more snakes and some additional helicopters. Oh, that's perfect. Just what I needed. I wish I had some additional helicopters, like the headquarters, so I can get those snakes back in action. Oh, shoot, we got assaulted. Fortunately, it failed. Five airstrikes remaining. 2 units have recovered. Scout dog, yay. 9 headquarters unable to provide supply. And 2 units low on ammo, and we have cleared a mine, which is great. Turn 246. 5 turns into this day so far. Since we're here, let's land, get refueled, let's get loaded up. Down, get loaded up. We're going to refuel because the helicopters are already really low on fuel, so we'll do the air assault next turn. While we are remembering, let's go grab our fresh helicopters. Let's put them up into the high flight zone so they can move the furthest. And let them fly those down here. Now we did pretty good. Just for giggles, let's take a look at this road. Looks like it hasn't been occupied by the BC, so that will probably be fairly safe. This, on the other hand, is not very safe. Let's see if we can destroy that. Oh, there we go. We destroyed that terrible mine-laying unit that tried to assault us. And let's take a cruise down the road to see how many more mines he made. None. We got lucky. How far can I go? Oh, we got all the way to where we need to go. Okay, that's encouraging. Let's load these guys back up. Down across. Hopefully we don't get ambushed. Oh no. I was able to come, but I can't get out. So I need to go for a cruise with my jeeps to find a path back onto the road, which is all the way down here. Oh, that's okay. It's not perfect. Send a cow or a troop down the road as far as we can. The artillery, let's not send them yet. Let's make sure the road is completely safe before we send anything that's valuable down. Our tanks in the lead. A-Troop has a lot of armored vehicles. They're all like 1 strength point though, so keep that in mind. Why can't these... Oh yeah, the engineer needs to clean this up first. Okay. So, once this engineer has done the task, then we can move everyone up. And it'll be pretty smooth sailing all the way to the operating area that we need to go to, which is good. Look how far those boats move now. That's just fantastic. Love it. And we will drop down here. Drop down, unload, get the helicopter out of there. And maybe into the high flight zone, yes. And start flying back. Go get the rest of the 3rd 47th. What can we do with this guy? Let's bring him down here. Cross these patties, take that point, go into there. And maybe we'll send the next platoon all the way up to the top. Just to grab that point, get it out of the way, and then send the rest of the company down here. See if we can just meander through these little villages in here. Hopefully there's no snipers or anything like that. Okay, done. This is... They're happy. Engineer, clear some mines. Orders, we don't need them anymore. So we can load them up. These scout dogs. Let them put their vehicles down. The scouts, we can load them up. We have a small little task force here. We can keep them. Actually, let's just leave them here. Let's leave them down here. Actually, wait a second. I think I did that wrong. Let's organize. Yeah, I gave the transport to the wrong unit. There we go. Now everyone has the correct transports. Good. All I did was highlight the company to make sure that everything was highlighted properly. Now it is. Now the fun part. Taking back this airfield. What are we going to do first? Should I use... Let's use the machine guns on the trucks first. Did we... No. We have one set left. Okay, so let's try and draw some fire. Let's drop both of these units down. Let's drop both of these units down. Get a little closer. That's what we wanted. Drawing some fire. Fired twice. We survived that, which is good. Now let's get in there with the gunships and fire. Let's try that with the other gunship. Are we going to get lucky? No, we didn't get lucky. So let's pull them back. And let's use our engineer and the biggest strength point. It only has a 3 assault, but it has 6 units. So maybe we'll get lucky and assault. Let's try. I don't think we can assault from here. Not enough action points. Ah, there we go. Okay. Perfect. Let's double time these guys. Take this, or try to. Excellent. And we have enough to get to the airfield? Oh, we do. Perfect. Regional forces, they're slower. I don't have enough action points to move. So, actually, this turned out really well. Bring our armor trucks up. And we basically re-secured this airfield. Almost. We just have to take that out, go back and take these points, and we're happy. We can load up the artillery. We might keep the artillery here at this base. Bring the headquarters back. Shall I leave this headquarters here? I think I will. I'll leave the main Arvin headquarters down here. And these guys are digging in still. These guys are digging in still. Yeah, nice when a plan comes together, says Compass Rose. Yeah, totally. That is very true. That turned out better than I thought. But it helps having all of this massive amounts of firepower. It really, really does. Even though my infantry was crappy, having the machine guns on the trucks helped. Having the gunships helped significantly. So I think that's what saved the day, because the Arvin alone couldn't have done that. Plus, I had American engineers here, which also helped. That turned out well. I'm happy with how that worked. That's good. We do have to send them out to clean up the rest of this, but I think we've destroyed that entire company, so it should be easy going. No. I am curious. Do I get any? Not until, oh, what's this? Oh, look at that. So in 3 turns, I finally get my headquarters for the battalion for all the helicopters, which means once I have that, I can start fixing those gunships that are out of action right now. That is going to be huge. Huge, I say. Alright, up here, let's send 1 unit here. Grab that point. Oh, no! Oh. Well, that kind of sucked. Man, I just lost the remainder of that platoon. Yeah, where's that redo button now, right? I can't show you, so unfortunately I'm going to have to live with that. Fire truck, that sucked. That sucked. Ouch. Excuse me as I am disappointed with my losses. That sucked. Oh yeah, we need to move these guys. Don't die. We lost 2 ferries from that frickin' gun. Now we should be out of range. We should be okay. And the turn. Man, that sucked. Civilians operating in the field, civilians operating on the road. While 447 takes a break, side assignment is to send its logistical company to resupply the Arvin station at 10 a.m. You will need to move some supplies to the 10 a.m. military base. Use elements of the 447 logistics. Operation Outback seems to be going well. You need to move some supplies to Kyle using the 360th. Okay. 5 airstrikes remaining. 0 units have recovered. 5 headquarters unidentified supply. 3 units low on ammo, and we have a couple loaches that need to refuel. And we've cleared some block techs. Berto is asking, why don't you move those Reverines on the far side of the waterway, not in the middle? Because I don't know what's on both sides of the waterway. So if I keep them in the middle, they're less likely to be destroyed. If I put them close to the edge and there's a VC RPG there, then I'd lose the boats. So that's why. I want to keep them in this area because I need to move trucks in the future using those ferries. So I just need to keep them out of harm's way. And I didn't realize that there was a machine gun. I forgot there was a machine gun in those woods there until last turn. But they should be safe there. There could be VC on both sides of the river in this area. I'm pretty sure there are. I just don't know where they are. All right. Guess what? I'm going to save it here because it's been 2 hours, just like that. Bada boom. How crazy is that? It just flew right by. Wow. So let's recap what's going on. We have 360th with a 70th, a 3rd of the 5th Cavalry operating in Area Lima. We are, 7 turns into the day already, and we have literally just arrived, just to start to take some units over. We have found some VC in these 2 positions here. 3rd, 47th will be operating here in Area Kilo. I know this is going to be a crappy battle, so I am preparing. I will probably transfer a company, a troop from the 3rd, 5th over here to help deal with the disaster that is about to happen, which I will probably be doing on Saturday. Speaking of, I might do the Saturday session a little bit earlier, but I'll have to see how the day goes. I might not, but I might. We'll see. I might overlap. I might start at 10, finish at 12, or I might start at 9 and finish at 11. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm open to suggestions, so if you have suggestions, let me know. It'd be easier for me to do it earlier than later, just as an FYI. Otherwise, what else is going on? We have secured the airfield here at Truck Young. We do have to secure these points again. And we did run into a mine laying engineer, which we have now dispatched. We are going to have to send a new task, so I will load up an infantry company from 4th 47th, probably the strongest one, and send them along with some supply units all the way up here. We have to go all the way up here as part of the task for today, for that particular battalion. All the way to Tan Am. And I don't remember if we have to go to the Tan Am military base or if we have to go to the Tan Am city. I think it's the military base. Let's just double check. Message log. Yeah. 447 takes a break. It needs to send a Tan Am military base. So it's got to come all the way to here. That's going to be a long drive, let me tell you. Yeah, you're right. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Compass Rose. It's always a pleasure to help you out here and to show you some tips and tricks and what's new and what to expect and what not to do, obviously. How about a 24-hour play until Jason drops Steam? I think that'd be 3 hours. No. No kidding, right? That's a good idea, though. Would anyone even tune in, though? And Berta was saying the AO borders are so much clearer now. Yeah, night and day difference. It's so much easier to identify where you need to operate. Yeah, that was a brilliant fix there, Berto. I appreciate that. All right, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Very muchly appreciated. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to ask any questions that you have. I'm always happy to answer. Just leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to ask your questions on the Matrix Forum, you can always do that as well. Just look for the Campaign Series Vietnam subforum. We're always happy to answer your questions. Have a great day. Take care. Smile always. And see you next time.